Hey, Clint Butler from Digitaleer.com, and thank you for watching. This is another site audit. We're going to review CompleteDentistry.com. Complete Dentistry is a family practice inside of Edmonds, Washington. They also service patients from Linwood and Shoreline. It is a actually pretty good site, so we're going to look at it, check out its bones, and then cover some things. So, give you a little bit of table of contents of what we're doing. We're going to look at the what is it, what's it about, what's in it for me, or the page, make some conversion optimization suggestions, since after all, 100 call or pieces or 100 traffic visitors a day is useless if they're not converting for visitors, right? Or they're not converting with phone calls. And then we'll look at the technicals of the site, look at the schema, check out how the site's doing in search, make some suggestions for some keyword stuff that you could probably use for PPC or a SEO campaign, and kind of wrap it all up with a look at the competitors. So with that being said, let's get started. Hey, what is it, what's it about, and what's in it for me? So what is it? It is a website for complete dentistry. What's it about? It's family dentist. They provide kid-friendly, same-day care, on-time scheduling, sedation, some treatment, cosmetic dentistry, teeth cleaning, root canals, dentures, oral surgery, wisdom teeth, implants, etc. And what's in it for me? Obviously, it looks like I can get an appointment today if I call this number, or I can request an appointment by filling out this form on the Contact Us page. This is the only place in the entire website that I could find that actually has their address, however. So that is a significant issue. I would actually make sure that the address is down here, at least in the footer, or you put it into the sidebar thing so they know how to get to you. They know where your address is. So business name, address, and phone number should all be relatively prominent, especially when you have a local business. You want people to come to you. Calls are great, but if they can't find you later, then they're going to call someone else, right? Or if they're not sure where you are, they're going to call someone else. So if you only have that on your Contact Us page, that's going to be a problem. And if I can only see part of it here in the map, as a matter of fact, when I went into Google Maps, I had to manipulate the address a little bit just to get the whole thing. So I want to make sure that that's on here and it's not there. We look at the homepage. Also, another issue that I found for usability is that there's actually no link up here into you to get back to the homepage. So once I'm here, I'm kind of stuck. Now, I know that I can click this. In your particular theme, it runs that. Not all websites do that, though. An overwhelming majority do. However, do not assume that your visitors know that. This needs to be a home thing. I would actually move this down to ours over here, probably. I would also move this. I would say about us and contact us, or about us, contact us. And under the about us, put the Yelp reviews, put this video there, and then under the contact us, you kind of, obviously you want them to contact you. So change the look of that other page to make sure your address and phone number are all predominant. That is the primary method of communication that you're looking for anyway, and that'll be the best bet. The new patients coupon button, I like that. That's a really great idea. What I would do is kind of turn this into something else, mainly so much that it's a different color. Click them, change it to a color so that it stands out and is predominant. You want them to click it so they can see these specials and go, I can afford that. Especially those people that maybe they don't have insurance and they're going to pay you in cash. This is a great opportunity to get those people or get those clients. There's a $119 new patient special. Go for it. Print it out. The next thing I would do is implement this. Make this a click to call. Probably get your web designer to even make that another button and just click to call on it. That becomes really important when you get over into the mobile version of your website, because the site's responsive and you just see there it's a little off kilter on mobile devices, and that's not click to call. So now they have to remember that number and then dial it in. When if you have a click to call, you save them that heartache. You want to make it easy for them to call you, and right now that button doesn't do it. Okay, so let's go back here, make some more suggestions. I'd actually move this content around and move this video around. It's great that you did it. I like you at your front and center of your practice. And he's trying to, relate to the client and send them at ease and say, hey, come work with us. You can trust us. But what I would do is kind of mix that into this, and start it off. Here's some text. What is it? Who am I, etc. And then do your video, and then roll it out with some more text that adds a little bit of relevancy, especially for this page. You want to target this page for Edmonds, and that way, because it's your specific local area, your address is clearly related to it. And then you make 2 separate pages for Linwood and Shoreline that are almost duplicate and just optimize a little bit better for those specific cities. Don't try to rank this page for all 3 areas when it make it a whole lot easier on yourself and your marketing budget if you're ranking for individual pages, one for Edmonds Dentistry, one for Linwood Dentistry, one for Shoreline Dentistry. Obviously, you are the same location. People are smart enough to figure that out. But if you're specifically targeting those cities, it makes it a little bit easier for you in your overall marketing plan. Okay, let's look at the technicals of the site. If you see here, the internals. Look at status codes. The big thing we're looking here really for is 500 status codes. Is basically saying that the robots have run into an issue with your server, and that is a big deal with Google. They'll actually penalize you until that is fixed, and then there's really no way of forcing them to crawl unless you're manually doing it, manually asking them to crawl it. So you never want to have the 500 issue. 404s are okay, it's no big deal. 301s are okay, and your 200s are good. So all in all, the health of your website via your server is actually pretty good. Use your title tags. You can see some of these are inconsistent and not formatted very correctly. These are your first presentations on the website. As they say, first impressions make a big deal. This is what your title tag looks like. Contact us open Saturday. This kind of looks amateurish. Affordable family dentist. It looks amateurish. It looks like you didn't take the time to fill that out. I would actually correct all that to make it look a little bit better. And then on your home page here, I get rid of that Linwood and Shoreline. Again, we want to rank this page for Edmonds because Edmonds is where you're at. And then we'll create 2 other pages for Linwoods and Shoreline just to target those specifically. Again, not saying this is bad, but you can do so much better and look a lot more professional if you clean all this up. And some of these are pretty long, so we also want to get that cleaned up. Here, look at this one. This is study finds drill causes anxiety, complete dentistry, Edmonds, and then it all repeats again. So whoever set that part up, I think my guess is this is a plugin that's doing this for you, and it's kind of making a mess out of your title tags, and this is definitely not helping you in any way. Your meta descriptions. Some of these are empty. We're going to look at this set right here. Stop. The rest of these are tags. There's a couple other ones in there too, but really what we want to do is make sure that these are all filled out. Some of these are too long, or some of them are not long enough. This one here is actually a good example of adding a call to action in the meta description so that it shows up in the search results, and most of these have it. But again, there's some that are just, kind of half done. So we're going to take advantage of that and fix all of those up. That would be our recommendation, especially on your main post page. Your tag pages and your categories, not really a big deal unless you're using those as part of a silo. But my guess is just looking at your website, you're not. So I wouldn't even bother filling those out unless you want to. And you can just get a plugin to actually do that for you and make it a little bit cleaner. Your H tags are actually set up okay. We like to make them exactly the same, or if not exactly closely related to what we're doing in the title tags. So in this case here, you have sedation dentistry is your H1, and if your sedation dentistry title tag is right there, sedation dentistry. So you can see that was actually taken care of and done pretty well. This is more thought was put into these than into the title tags that Google is seeing. So Again, though, we want to get that cleaned up. H2 tags are done pretty well. As well, we like to use these to kind of break up the content. So let's say you're writing a longer piece of content, then you use the H2 tags, and readers can scan through those and kind of treat it like a table of contents. It works really well, and it increases user engagement and conversions on your sites. Images are handled. We use something that's called a alt tag in the background right here. You see 27 are missing. Really wouldn't worry about it. I suggest you go in and look at them anyway, just to optimize those images for that specific post. So Edmonds dentist, you want a picture of an Edmonds dentist in there, or that would be the doctor of the practice, right? And that kind of stuff. We're looking at Search Console again. They're not seeing anything dangerous hanging out here. 404s, no 500 errors, so you're doing pretty good. And in the link metrics, you just kind of see where everything's going, and you seem pretty well. So I'm happy with the overall technical structure of the site. As we look into structured data, this is for my website. This is what it's supposed to look like. We have organization and our social media, and then you have the website standard. Pretty much all themes have this in here, kind of help out with Google and what a search string is and all that stuff. And then this one is the professional service. It outlines what is going on, who is the business, where is it located, what is the area that they serve, and a whole lot more, as you can see. Now, if we do this same test on your website, you'll actually see that you are missing 3/4 of that. There is a website section there filled out. My guess is it's coming from the plugin that is used for SEO, with a little bit of information. But you see that local business stuff is all gone. There is nothing telling Google that this is where you're at. There's nothing telling Google this is the area you're serving, etc. You want that filled out. So those two, organization and the local business schema, need to be done on your website. We already looked at mobile friendly. We look at page speed. You're loading at 1 second and 1.77 seconds, which is awesome. I would do a little bit of cleanup in here, but really it's probably just, as the ADHD kind of checking in. I'm sorry, the OCD, and just wanting it to be the best day they can be. But again, 177 is nothing to shake a stick at, so it's probably low on the totem pole of fixes. Especially if it's not broken, in which case your site's clearly not. We can run the test again here real quick and make sure that that's consistent, and I think we'll find that 177 is probably right around there and is doing everything every time the same way. Yep, I'm pretty happy with this website and the way it's optimized. Here's your business listings. These help you Google determine where you are and what areas you serve. A lot of the major ones are already covered. You're doing a good job. You have a really strong Yelp presence, and that's good. But the rest of these are kind of floating out there. Most of these, you'll see looking at the list, and you can see the list on the website as well, are driven or used to drive a lot of Google or mobile application listings. Obviously, there are some other ones that are website listings, but a lot of these are mobile apps. People are driving around, people are in the area, people are out in their cars or whatever, and they want to find a dentist because they need something right now, right? And that's what a lot of these sites are driving. And you see there's some inconsistency in there, and inconsistency, especially for maps, is kind of a big deal. It pushes you down out of the search results in maps, where you could be missing out on potentially a lot of traffic and phone calls. So we want to get those fixed up. And you see we detected 88 errors out of that, but it's an easy fix for us, and we can knock it out for you. Here's another example of why that's also important. You look at your branding, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all you, and then there's some random ones thrown in here. And we want to make sure that whenever anyone searches for complete dentistry, especially in Edmonds, all they find is you. Obviously, these are great, and they're going to call you here. You could use the post feature that actually highlight your coupons. You can do that inside of here as well. So you need to be leveraging this a little bit better. And I think that starts with presenting a better impression, especially with these title tags and how they're inconsistent and kind of look amateurish right now. We look at the Edmonds Dental, and we're going to look at this is if I was searching from Edmonds, Washington. You can see you're way down here. When you look at the organic search results, you're not in a 3-pack, but you are in here somewhere. At least I thought you were. There you are. So we want to go ahead and push you up in here into the top 3. Beating Yelp is doable. It's completely doable. We just need to do a little bit more work. Maybe top 1 or 2 would be great for you. If you're right in the middle of those 2 Yelp listings, I think that would be awesome, and it'd probably increase your click-through rate, especially if we do a better job with your title tags, as we said before. We're looking at your traffic right now. You 284 in search volume a month is not bad at all. Again, this is an estimation, but you might be seeing something different in your Google Analytics. But this is what we see based off of your organic rankings. Here's your list of some of your keywords, and here is some of your competitors. Speaking of competitors, we'll look at Affinity Dentistry. They have 101 search volume based off of the search volume for their rankings. Obviously, their branding is not as good as yours, especially Complete Dentistry. You just happen to pick a really good name. They're number 3 in Edmonds, so clearly you can beat them. And Dr. Edmonds Dentist, you can probably beat them too for that. We look at a Dayton Dental Smiles, the same thing in Edmonds, number 1 in Edmonds for their brand name. So they're working really hard on their branding, and I'd probably recommend they work a little bit harder to make sure they're number 1 in there, but I haven't looked at that specifically. And they're also ranking for Edmonds Dentists, so that's a good opportunity for you to kick in and rank and beat them out and just get even more traffic. We look at yours. You have all these listings here that are on the first page. Not all of them are going to generate relevant traffic for you, but they will generate traffic. Complete Dental, Complete Dentistry, Complete Dentistry. Those right there, those 3 can give you a lot of patients and a lot of phone calls. And then you add in the Edmonds Dentist and the various variations of them. And I think all that will add up. Those are pages you're already ranking for. You just need a little bit of work. If you flip it the other way around, you see that you have a lot of pages that have some pretty decent search volume in here, and you're ranking for them already. So as you go through your website, you can actually boost some of these up and kind of take advantage of that, especially when we're dealing with local relevancy searches. If someone's looking for Edmonds Orthodontist, for instance, they can find you. You have a page for it that addresses that, and so why not go ahead and search it out, especially with a search volume of 210. A lot of people in Edmonds need braces, apparently, right? So I hope this helps you. If you want, you can look at these reports there on the website, and it's including this one, these search listings, and you can see the entire video again in its entirety. And thank you very much for listening. Again, if you want a search or a site audit done by us, we can knock it out for you. Just go ahead and reach out to us at Digitaleer.com or call us at 253-592-4476, and we'll get it out to you right away. Thank you for listening.